Kawhi Leonard has only played 9 games this season and is still out with a lingering quad injury, despite rumors of Kawhi returning before the end of the season. Manu Ginobili isn't holding back either. Listen to this. He said he's not holding his breath.
He's not coming back. For me, he's not coming back because he's not helping. We fell for it a week ago again. I guess you guys made us fall for it, but as I said maybe a month ago, I don't know when it was, we gotta think that he's not coming back, that we are who we are, and that we gotta fight without him. So yeah, that shouldn't be changing.
All right, they got to fight without him. So we're going to ask Stephen A. this. Do you think that we will ever see Kawhi Leonard in a Spurs uniform again?
I think so, because obviously he's worth over $200 million when he's healthy. And the one team that's in a position to give him that money is the San Antonio Spurs. Whether they're going to do it or not remains to be seen, because he's coming off an injury and you want to show and prove. But this guy has been a rough rider for the most part throughout his career. This season has been an aberration. His uncle obviously is in the picture, has some degree of influence. Sure. We all know about that, but in the end, money talks and everything else walks. And since the San Antonio Spurs, albeit reluctantly, because they would prefer not to have to pay that money, if they come up with the dough, that is ultimately what will speak loudest.
You're saying the money is the issue, not the fact that he hasn't played? I thought he was unhappy.
No, I'm saying the point is that no matter how unhappy you are, you can speak to this, no matter how unhappy you are,
get your money
has a way of alleviating those negative feelings. That is what I am saying.
I would be more concerned about Popovich with this, and this is why. This is now the second star player he's had to deal with that he's had concerns with that weren't basketball related. We know about LaMarcus Aldridge, that's been well reported. Now you have Kawhi Leonard. Pop comes from the old school, the Jerry Sloan school, that, you know what, this is the way we've always done things. You come in with this new mentality, this new generation mentality. I'm not vibing with that. I would rather bow out than put up with this mess. I would be concerned if Pop is looking at Kawhi going, you know what, this is a second dude. I got to deal with this mess. I don't won my chips. I'm in the Hall of Fame. Why am I still doing this?
I beg to differ that both of those situations were basketball related. You talk about Aldridge, he just was concerned with the way he was being used in the system. And you talk about Kawhi, whether it's a misdiagnosis or not properly appreciated by the talents I have on this court, Popovich is now dealing with the new era of basketball star. And that guy is doing a simple dynamic of principle, AL, versus principle, LE. Now, the principle is I'm looking at you, Coach, like, you can't misdiagnose me. This situation cannot affect my future because it may be even longer and further than the San Antonio Spurs. That's the
confidence. But this is the franchise, though, that kept Tim Duncan around for 20 seasons. I would trust that staff would know what it would take.
Well, wait a minute.
Every case is different.
Wait a minute now. If you're talking about somebody that feels they've been misdiagnosed, that's not about Popovich. Popovich is the head of the organization. I get it, but he ain't the medical staff.
Right.
And so as a coach, as a player, you're not holding the coach responsible.
Oh, yes, I am. You know why? Because the coach is going to say play, and I'm saying, hold on. I haven't gotten to the bottom of why I'm not playing in the first place. I'm not saying you're the problem.
Yeah, but you're holding the coach accountable if the coach says that. Popovich is not somebody that has ever had a resume or a record about throwing his players to the wolves when it comes to injury. True. A matter of fact, he's going out of his way to protect those interests. League-wide, when you hear players talk about Popovich, they'll say he protects his players. So I'm not talking about a coach, meaning generically speaking. I'm talking about in San Antonio. What you don't hold Gregg Popovich accountable for is throwing players to the wolves and putting them in a position.
Oh, this is a unique situation. You don't need a resume. You don't need something else to look for a reference point. Kawhi Leonard's not even talking about Popovich. I'm hearing Ginobili say, hey, we got duped like that before. We don't know what to believe right now. And it's because the guy is sitting there saying, I don't feel that this situation properly respected what I was going through.
I interpret the quote as being about the media, not necessarily about Kawhi telling the guys, hey, I'm coming back, I'm coming back. To me, it sounds as if Ginobili's quote was about the media's reports about his return.
He's not coming back as of yet. That's the bottom line.